How we doing, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Getting Jiggly With It. I'm Will, and today we're opening up another game in the 5 Realm series. This is Rise to Nobility. For those of you that are not familiar, the 5 Realm series is a series of games by Final Frontier Games, which includes Cavern Tavern, Rise to Nobility, the latest game, which was Merchant's Cove, and then of course they do have a new game coming out to Kickstarter. Should be this week when I post this video, which is Bard Song Woods. I think. We'll double check. I don't know. There'll be a link down below. In these games, most of them share a similar theme, being in the same world. However, they don't always share the same mechanics. For example, Cavern Tavern and Rise to Nobility are dice worker placement games. Merchant's Cove it's got a dice worker placement, but it's also got a meeple placement, worker placement. It's got bag drafting. It's got all kinds of different mechanics for each player, kind of an asymmetric where each person plays differently, a different game in a sense. And then the new game is going to be more of a legacy style game, maybe to tie it all together so you can get that story of the 5 realms. So this is a game by Ivana Volkan-Prevesky. Oh, let's say they're married now. I think the last time I had them separately. So Ivana and Volkan, and then Tony Tojewski, Maja Matovaska. And then the art, of course, which we do enjoy because it is in this game. It's in all of the 5 Realm series. It's also in the West Kingdom and the North Sea games. Is right here by Mahizo Demesveski. And he just says the Miko, I guess, because it's easier for those of us that can't speak Polish or Russian. Or I said Russian in the last one. Polish very similar? Maybe they are out of Poland. I can't remember. Does it say? Made in China. Those are not Chinese names. But here you go. So, of course, Rise to Nobility is another worker dice placement, like I said, similar to Cavern Tavern, which we did open up on the channel or the previous video to this opening. I'm opening up all 3 of them on my time at the same time. We'll go ahead and get into this. This one seemed to have some criticisms out of the base game. I did, again, similar to Cavern Tavern, watch videos. I don't usually do that. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. And the criticisms was basically felt like there were some things that was limiting this game, particularly your options didn't seem varied enough. And then there is a mechanic in the game that could penalize you for having dice that you can't use. Now there's an expansion, of course we will be opening up the expansion and showing you guys the big box to show what goes in there, plus all the extra upgraded bits, because we did buy this from Final Frontier and we got the little bundle that they were offering on sale. But first we have a bag of, I don't know what the bag's for. I don't remember anybody's video talking about said bag. I can kind of fit my hand in. I guess it's a bag. I can put my hand in. I don't know what the bag is for, to be honest, because I don't remember any game preview needing the bag. So here you go. So these are your building upgrades. So you can upgrade your houses and upgrade your buildings to get more resources. Because as I mentioned, worker placement, resource management, some coins, more like loyalty. You get a wild resource or a chair, get some chairs. I guess you can trade a resource. And I'm not sure what that one is. So symbols, there are symbols on those. But these pop out real nice. Same as Cavern Tavern, popped out pretty easy too. It was a real nice pop out. There you go. Don't know what these are. It says 3 times chair, so it's like 3 times the resources. Maybe if you run out of resources in the game, that's just to probably symbolize that. Because this does play between 1 to 6 players. Again, I think similar to Cavern Tavern, while you could play 6 players, I remember one review saying that would get a little bit too lengthy, because it's so samey, right? There's not a lot to do. But that, again, may not be a bad thing, right? We're newer gamers, so this may be exactly that. This might be a gateway Euro-style game. They didn't want to put a lot of extra strategy, and that means that it's not as crunchy or as meaty as some people might want it to be. Then again, it might be perfect for gamers like us, right? Or if you're a gamer like us. So we got a bunch of this little guy here. I don't know what the little guy does. I don't remember hearing about the little guy. There's a whole bunch of this little guy. He's all over the place. Hello, little guy. He's like the scientist. He's on the box too. He's the one doing like the cartographer. He's on the He's right here. He's on the edge of the box. I've got the camera a little bit lower than normal. Normally you can see a lot further up on the table. I don't know if I like this or not. It's a little bit lower on my chest. I don't know if that makes a difference. I don't know how many of you guys actually look at the webcam anyways. But yeah, we got some little magic wand egg looking things. And we have a whole other tray of that. And then these, I think, are for like bribing or... No, that one's not coming out very easy. I spoke too soon. Alright, it came out better this way. Okay. Pop them from the back. I think I learned that in like... Ooh, that one didn't come out that easy. Yeah, it did. That pulled a little bit. Gonna focus, but yeah, I pulled a little bit there. Alright, so do be a little bit more careful with these than I usually am. And that's what that's telling me. Alright, here are the resources. So you got these wand things, you got a chair, a vase, an axe, a book, and some gems. You got these cool looking boats. They pop out pretty good. So you got boats. These are, I think, same thing, worker action. Looks like pay 3 gold, get an axe, pay 2, get 2. Don't know how... That one's 1 to get 3. That's not a bad deal. They are all different. See, this one is different. Or maybe you paid 3 books to get 1 gold. I don't know. I have to read the books. One way or the other. And then we have some little dice thingies here. Dice thingies. Okay, that's nice. So they put it both ways. So you can choose based on the dice that you're using in the game. That's kind of cute. So it shows you both ways. Now, I'd imagine the game board's not going to have that same capability, right? Because, you know, a single game board. So you got a couple trays of those. You got this thing here. On the other one, it was just a plain white box, but this one actually is different. This one, we actually got this thing. I can tell you, this box is heavy. This is a very hefty box, so I imagine we're going to have a lot of stuff inside of it. So same thing, 3, 4, 2, or 3. Okay, so it's got both dice on both sides. Okay. So that is a tray on top of the tray. Okay. Again, we're going to be using the big box anyways. Cavern Tavern 1974. So it's got the Mr. and Mrs. Nasty. So just an advertisement of the Cavern Tavern. Which they have a... to get the people, you can see up here in the top corner, to get the people into your realm, you go to Cavern Tavern to bring them into your realm. So basically getting them from the tavern and saying, join my realm. So we do have your player aids, 2-sided, so reminders. Settling requires a house, plus 1 VP for each community building. Building a workshop requires an apprentice. So that's nice. Gain VP from these items, gain gold from these items. It tells you where you gain each of the different resources or scoring components. Bags, that's nice. The last one, Cavern Tavern, didn't have bags, so I've got to put things in bag. Makes it real easy when you can separate each of the different resources in their own bag. Similarly, like whenever you have players, right, it's nice to be able to put each player's components in a bag for themselves. So it is, again, 6 players. So these are the player boards. And they are double-sided because there is a Moonlight mode. There's like a dark mode. So there's like this dark mode. I don't know technically if anything changes dramatically. 5, 5, 5. I think it's more thematic. I don't think this board has changed at all. It's got the other dice though in this mode. I'm not really sure, and that's kind of weird. Like, why would you? That's kind of like all these other ones. We said we got the different dice on the other side. I thought it was just so that way, depending which dice you're playing, it makes it easier for people to see what they're doing. Right? I guess that's not the reason. Alright, so here is the big game board. So we got to move you over here. Move all you guys out of the way. Move little guy tokens up there, I guess. See how big this is. Ooh, it's 3. So it's a 3 by 2. So basically 6. So you have this side here, which is the daytime, and then you have this side here, which is the nighttime mode. So yeah, I guess I have to figure out the difference. I know I've got a pack of nighttime cards over here, so I don't know how those play into it. Oh, there we go. We have a board, and it's not sitting right because I got stuff in it. I'll put the other board. Okay, where was I? This way. All right. So scoring. So the whole game again is about getting victory points and getting scoring. So you go from 1, 10, and you just go up this scoring track. It's single-sided. And we have, don't know what this is. We have a board that says Green Elf, Trobbit, Elf, Dwarf, Human, Halfling. Green Elf, Trobbit, Elf, Dwarf, Human, Halfling. Yeah, don't know what this is. Don't remember seeing it in any of the gameplay previews. And we have the manual. Kind of weird that it was that far in. Maybe I did that. That might have been my bad. So rise to nobility, magical heroes and villains and adventures, fragile peace is broken between the 5 realms. 5 years have passed, the evil lord. So basically your flavor text. So it does tie into the previous one. In Cavern Tavern, the wizard is trying to get the people that want peace together in the tavern, is basically what he's trying. So first player marker, round markers, all of your components. And then 2 to 5 player setup. And then it says for 1 player, see that page, 6 player and event deck. Okay, so the event deck is used for a 6 player. 2 to 5, there is no different. Now here, when it's talking about the setup, there was an errata, and I don't know if it's in my copy or not, where the original game was 10 rounds, and then they decided to make it where it's only 7. Yeah, okay, so this is the updated rulebook, so if you buy it, it's got the new rules. So it's got the 7-round rule, and then the 10 round is the advanced game, which is the other one. Now, one of the reviews that I watched, they were talking about how like they felt like the game really didn't start going until 10. Like they felt 10 was long, but they felt like they couldn't do some stuff until 10. So I don't know if other rules were changed because they were playing with the old rules. So nobility, locations, settlers. So we're up to 13 pages here. End of round income. So this is definitely a euro in every sense. Lots of stuff that you're gonna have to manage and keep up with. Don't know. I guess that'll be one of our comparisons. Is how does this compare with? Right now, as we played, is the North Sea. We're still gonna play some of the West Kingdom games. We have 1 more in the North Sea that we gotta play. And then your workshop tiles. So, okay, so you got artist buildings, blacksmith, carpenter, wizard, merchant, and scholars. And then so there's the effect. So re-roll a die, get a good, exchange a good. Community, receive an extra VP when you complete a settler card. Contains 2 effects. And then quick reference page, that's nice, okay. So quick reference, player counts, available dice slot. So for 2 player, it's 2, 1, 2, and you can see it increases based on that. And then coins for the Apprentice Guild is they've got on a separate page. Easily overlooked rules, and then your guilds and your apprentices. Okay, so next we will look at the dice. Now, same thing here. We do have the upgraded dice. It was part of the bundle they had on their website. So similar to Cavern Tavern, I mean, you got your regular pip dice, which may work better for us on video streaming, right? But then you do get your deluxe dice, which have a little bit of filigree on them. So they do come out a little bit. Let's get one of each color. Let's get one of each. Oh, is that one of each? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes. So they do have a little bit of like the filigree on them as well. The numbers are a little bit different. So these are more like a swirly number. On the Cavern Tavern, they're more like a runic. They're kind of like etched numbers. Both are unique. Both are nice. But I could see like when we're doing our live gameplay, that might be hard to read. The question is, do the viewers really need to read or just know what we're doing? I don't know. But they're pretty dice. They look nice. Next we have miscellaneous tokens. So there's bags, and then they give you more bags. I guess all those bags are supposed to be for the bits, the tokens that you pop out. There you go. So you got I guess this is the first player marker, because in the book it looked like it was something else. That's first player marker. We got a little bit of extra paint on it, but that's fine. Oops. And our castle got stuck. Woo! I was afraid because they're screen printed, and it was the screen printed side that was stuck. We have that, and then like I said, they are screen printed, so you have your little castle. This is to track one of your things on your board. Then you have another little house thing, I guess tracks something else. And you have your star, which tracks your thing over here. The loyalty, I'm going to call it loyalty. Ooh, some of these are stuck though. Oh, that's not good. Oh, okay. Well, that shows durability though. Look, and these were stuck together because of the screen print. And look, it didn't even take it off of here, and it didn't take it off there. So that's actually very nice. And then here's the boat. So the boat is the round marker. Just general generic boat for the round marker. This is gonna be a mess to clean up. I do this every unboxing. So the main, I'm gonna leave these in here. I'm not gonna do that again. Just because I don't need them all mixed up. The main resources in the base game, if you don't get the upgrade, are just cubes, which work pretty well. Maybe I'll keep these out for the cards, because in the cards they've got like a little cube box. But those work pretty well because I think two reasons, right? When you're on your player board, you got to put them here, you know, to keep track of them, on your storehouses, kind of. Yeah, that was hard to see. That yellow in there should have done like a nice outline, like a hard black outline. But yeah, so when you're tracking them, you know, these are this big, right? So put those there, and you're going to end up with a lot, right? Unless you're just focusing on one, like, family at a time. So here are the upgraded components. I'll grab a couple of these, just so you can see them. So you got these letter H's, chairs. So you got your letter H chairs. So as you go here, right? So you can see they're bigger. It's cool, right? Your axes are bigger. Your vases, you know, everything's going to just take up more room on this board. So we've, again, not played, so I don't know how crucial that is. But those are all of the deluxe bits. You get a whole bag of those. Again, it was part of the bundle they had. We'll link to their web shop. They might still have the bundle up. It saved you quite a bit. But they might also, I would almost guarantee they're going to offer a discount on the Kickstarter. So they may have taken the bundle down because they might be offering these on their Kickstarter. And then the last thing is the meeples and the houses. So you get these little Monopoly houses, little wooden Monopoly house looking things. And then of course you get your normal meeples or your workers that you're going to place out. So as you recruit a family, they're going to give you additional workers on those cards. So I'm going to quickly throw these back in here. One thing that I know Tom Vassell on the Dice Tower, he didn't like, and I kind of agree with him, is any game that has the resources the same color as the meeples is usually not a very good idea. And that's just because it confuses new players, right? If I'm coming in, I'm like, oh, I want all the yellow stuff, and I might start taking these because, you know, I got yellow or blue. And every single one of them is the same. Like green is the same green, white's the same white. I mean, technically, the only one that isn't is brown and black. So, kind of agree with that. I think there was another game we were looking at that we played, and we had that same confusion, right? It was like the color was that color, so you thought you were supposed to be getting that color, and you weren't. Oh, there you go. Part 1 of the 5 Realm series. I didn't even notice that. On the side of the box, Part 1, Part 2. It just says Rise to Nobility on the other two sides, and then Part 1, Part 2. All right. So I didn't show the inside. So it does come with a nice tray. So this does come out for your resources. Makes that easy. This is your cards and things. Yeah, your 2 cards. So we'll pull those out. We'll go through the art on the cards, and then we'll look at the expansion and the big box. All right. So same as Cavern Tavern, doesn't have that little thing. I mean, that little thing doesn't always work, but it doesn't have it. Doesn't have it. So these are, okay, so these are your level 2 citizens. And then there's number 1, and then Rise to Nobility had a number 3. These are your characters, I guess. Yeah, so these look like your characters, so your player powers, or maybe, I don't know. So let's see, what's this? So he's got the gem, more attack, coin forge, gain 5, or take 5 coins, take 2 coins and 2 goods, gain reputation. So I wonder if these are your powers, and it's like a one-time power, but that kind of wouldn't make sense. Maybe you draft them somehow. But again, love the art, love his artwork. It's great. All these are very unique looking. characters, right, in this world, in this realm. Yeah. So put those down there. And then here are the families. And I think every single one has different art. I don't think there's duplicate art. So you have halflings. So this is where you have to be able to get them to move in. You have to have the resources in between these two in any combination. So you can do between 6 and 9. The more you have, the more points you're going to get. And then you can see here you gain 2 workers when you bring them in. That is confusing though. It would have been better if they would have made the art match. Although I guess you're not going to put the kid to work. I guess you're not going to have child labor, so you get the 2 adults. Makes sense. Same thing here. You get, I guess, the 2 adults. You don't get the kid doesn't become a worker on any of these. Are they all going to be 2? Yeah, I guess they're all 2. I guess you get a mom, a dad, and a kid on all of them. Humans, dwarves, trobits. Yeah, so there's halflings. They look different. Although this looks like three adult halflings. You should get 3. And the baker, the humans. Yeah, the art is really nice looking. Green elves, I don't know if this is in their world. I said this in the Cavern Tavern unboxing. I don't know. I've never heard of green elves. I know of dark elves, I know of light elves, I know of wood elves. I've never heard of green elves. So green elves, halflings, we'll just kind of go through these and look at the different art because the art is so beautiful. Now see, here's one that's only got 2, so that makes sense. But you actually only get 1 worker, but you get a star, which is that reputation track. So these ones you get the star instead of 2 workers. Hobbits, halflings. Yeah, the art is just so nice on these. Got some more Trobbits. Are Trobbits, Hobbits, and Trolls mixed? I don't know. Again, I've never heard of a Trobbit either. It might be something in their world, or my knowledge of these types of creatures is pretty much to what I guess was in Lord of the Rings and stuff, which is kind of the basis for most fantasy and D&D, you know, all kind of derived from that. So I don't know if in D&D they, you know, these are classes and races, or species, or factions. I don't know, whatever you choose when you're creating a character in Dungeons and Dragons. I don't know. All right, here is the second pack of cards. What are these? These got, okay, this has that guy on from the box on it. It's got an empty space at the bottom. So 2 VP for each Elf Settlers card you completed. 2 VP for each Trobbits. Okay, so these give you extra victory points. So these seem like challenge cards. Ah, that one. 2 VP for each workshop you built in the... Stop focusing behind. Stay on this one. There we go. Sorry about that, guys. If you're watching that and your eyes just went bug-eyed, I apologize. Merchants and wizards. Okay, so it's, yeah, these just seem like condition cards. Again, art on each one of them is different. That's beautiful. Like when the art's different. If the art's the same, it seems bland, it seems mundane. It's like, oh, I got this guy that looks like this other guy. I don't know what these are. Maybe for solo? We did say 1 to 6. For traders. Players receive 1 coin. Oh, I think these are events. Okay, so these are like your event cards. Alright, so you get a bunch of those. Let's do it this way. So you can look at the art. You got a blacksmith dude, you got your tower, your temple, your castle, whatever. Farmers. Dragon coming out of the volcano. A guy, I guess he's in a battle arena. With a, I don't know. Oh, it's another, oh, it's a play. Okay, I can see those little human feet down there. I put it on a play. So cute. And there we go. So more cards. I'm gonna have fun putting this box up just like I do every one of these unboxings. Alright, so player aids. Player aids are always good. So you get the big player aid and then you get these little player aids. I'm hoping they're the same, and it's not because there's that much that you need 2 player aids. So here's 1 to 2 player. Total number of apprentices in a guild. You get some additional gold. Place the corresponding workers. Okay, so this is your setup card for 1 to 2 players, 3, 4, 5, 6. They just basically looks like you get more gold, and then the diminishing returns based on number of people. Of course, with a 2-player game, you only have 2 people in that spot. So in a bigger game, you want to put more people in the guild, more peoples in the guild to prevent them from getting so much money in return. So the objective cards. Okay, So these look like they're very much like, so this is the solo, because this looks the same as Cavern Tavern. In this case, you got this guy giving you tasks, where in Cavern Tavern, it was the wizard giving you tasks. The High Queen Tabita has decided to hold an end-of-the-year ceremony for the best-run guild. Make sure that every guild in the city has a competent guild master if you want to enter. So you have to have one guild master in each guild and score 112 points, I guess, to achieve this solo objective. So there we go. That is everything from this box. So I'm going to put all this up. Why am I going to put it up? Why put it up? I was going to cut the video, put it up. We'll just keep going. So here is the Rise to Nobility Beyond. So this expansion, like I said, from one or two of the ones that I saw, it cleaned up some of the elements. I watched the Meeple University, how to play. It seems like a lot of the critiques of the base game, this solved. So definitely worth picking up. One other reviewer said that he would not play it without this anymore. He's like, not because it was needed for him, because he loved Rise of Nobility, just that it added enough differences and complexity as an expansion, and enough new things, and again, the things that it fixed, that he wouldn't play it any other way. So you have, okay, so they do give you a new rule book. Okay, so this is the updated rule book. So now the question is, how do I know what is the newest rule book? Is there a... So they give you the updated rulebook in this expansion, just in case you have the old game. But I don't know, did they print anywhere in here for you to know what version this is? Yeah, so there's rules for extended gameplay. Play 10 rounds, starts with 9 reputation. Yeah, so it changes. But there's no way really, I guess, to know if this is the latest version. I know it is, because it's an expansion. I don't think they've made a revision since then. So you get 2 rulebooks, in case you have the old version. And then here is the Beyond expansion. So again, shows you your components. You're getting this nice little flavor text to read about the changes. The new components, you get these new player boards, new cards that you're going to be drafting, and so forth. New resources, new people, so Glade card draft. So basically here it's showing, one of the things they mentioned was because you didn't have enough reputation, you can then trade these in to get the new resource, which is called the Rose Rocks. So that way your dice that you're not using don't go to waste. You got these new Guardians and Relics that you'll earn points for. And then income phase, you gain coins and Rose Rocks based on what you've upgraded your village to have. And the Pale Moonlight, so this is the back side, the Pale Moonlight side, which I forgot to read in the rules how that plays or why it's different. But this is the Pale Moonlight, and then of course there are additional solo rules. So the Pale Moonlight, we have this one little box. We'll open up this. I'm easily distracted, and I'm easily hitting the camera. So this is the Pale Moonlight. It doesn't have that purple thing on it. So they're different characters. Okay, so they're more dark and grim. So same thing though, gain 2 reputation, gain 4 coin, everyone loses 1 coin. So this looks like maybe the Pale Moonlight is more of a take thatty type game. Because look, you're gaining and they're losing. Yeah, gain, lose. Take settler card and activate workshops in your guild gaining. Okay, well that's just a game. Take settler cards, activate. Alright, that one's not a take. So these two, those first ones would take that. Move 3, gain 1. I know Cavern Tavern has a take that spot where you can go there and take somebody else's resources. Gain and modify retrieve. Swap one of your guild mates with the opponent. Now that's another take that. Seems like these are kind of not so good. Seems like these are not so good things. But that is the Rise of Nobility pack. It's all going in the big box anyway, so you can be up there. New tokens. New tokens, new locations. These were those relics that I talked about, and then of course you have the opposite side for the nighttime mode. New boards, nice cardboard stock. So these get added to the top of your player board. Where's player board? New player board. So this is one thing I did notice in the video. It's like, I get it's because you're going to put 3 cards up here, but you didn't need to make it this long. Like, to me, this is one thing that the North Kingdom did very well. In all of theirs, when you get a new board, it lines up, and the art even kind of goes along with it. But this one, in no way, shape, or form, because it's got to go up here. You're putting the cards off the top. In no way, shape, or form does this line up or match with the art. That's kind of disappointing. Kind of disappointing. But you get 6 of those, because 6-player game. I don't know if these were new because of the expansion and replaced the other ones. I'll grab one. Because it probably needs to replace them, because it's probably going to talk about the rocks, or if these were added in a later edition because people wanted a bigger reminder thing. Yeah, it looks like this was added in this expansion, and then since I have a second printing of the base game, I got them in the base game too. So, extras. Alright, so you guys go up there with the rest. And then here is the new game board. So the new game mode basically has this glade where you're going to be able to hire these individuals. So we see here, right, you have relics, elders, and dwellings. And they randomly get pulled from a pile, but then you can basically spend your actions 1 dice, 1 or 2, 2 or 3, and you get 2 cards plus 2 coins, 2 cards and 1 coin, or just 2 cards, right? So you can basically place your dice there. And then the top, of course, it does have the night mode in the back. The top is this tower, and as you go up the tower, you basically get this advantage. And depending where you go, you might lose some of your reputation track or loyalty track or whatever that track is that allows you to spend your dice. So you can see if you get there early, you're good. You get there late, you're bad. And then at the end of the game, this is also going to be scoring conditions based off of that information. So here are these are the new red rocks. They're just your standard, standard gem, plastic, acrylic. I don't know what these things are made out of. Gems. We have some bigger ones that we use for Disney Villainous as our power. You get those. They give you another set, or not another set, but they give you additional houses and workers because you can be able to get more houses and workers in this mode. And then these are the pillars that build that temple. Temple. I don't know what I called it the first time, but yeah, temple. So it even says Timeless Temple up at the top. And then these are the relic, or not the relic cards. These are the cards that go in the glade. Let's look at these, because again, probably very beautiful art. Enjoy most of the art that he does. I did see I didn't know he had as many games under his belt as an artist as I thought. He's got tons of games, and he does have varying styles, but they're all very similar and very nice looking. So these are some of the things you can get in that glade. So here are examples of Relic. It's going to cost you 2 of your stones. You do get the advantage of the Relic icon, and then you gain the reward shown above for all workshops you own during the upkeep. So you can see here just all kinds of things you get: wild resources, gold to gain that loyalty stuff, spend this to get that amount of points. So all kinds of different things that it adds to the game. Again, beautiful art. Every single one of them is different. That's always great. Every single one is different. The back's going to be the same because it's a random pile that you're drawing from. These are the relics. I think there are 2 of each. If I remember from one of the playthroughs, I think there's 2 of each item in this. So 2 of each relic. There's your relics. And I guess we'll put you guys the key. And then these are your new citizens that you can get. So these are number 3. So same thing, you would mix these in to get these. You can tell they cost more, right? 3. Well, the 3 is about the same. You can go up to 10. You get more points. You get wild resources. These all have the, of course, the blood gem, the little red gems, the rocks. And then here you can see 1 citizen, 3 prestige. You get your green elves. Again, I think these all this art looks different. Like I don't recall seeing these. That looks similar. Maybe some of the art's repeated. I don't know. I don't remember most of these. So it could just be similar. It could just be a very similar look. Yeah, like here, I don't remember a snowman in the last one. And these guys living in the dwarves living in the caves. All right, and then here's your, okay, so this is for your solo. So you have additional objective cards for the solo mode. At least that's what I'm saying that's for. I cannot prove that one way or the other because I have not read the rules and nobody talked about the solo mode. And so this, I think, is going to be the rest of your elder cards. So these are going to be your, what are the green ones called? The dwellings and the elders. So the dwellings are buildings, and you basically build this building in a sense. So that's why you need the additional building tokens. You put a building on here to activate it, and then you get points for each thing that you've activated on that dwelling. So same thing, beautiful art. Each one I think is going to be very unique. That's pretty, the pink. You want to go with a nice fantasy, you know, fairy princess, I guess, Ralph. There you go. You want to go the opposite, the exact opposite. So again, beautiful here. You get 3 points for relic for each of those relics. So here's where those relics can come in. Is getting relics that have that same symbol. That way you can get additional points for that as well. We'll go through this just a little bit. So same thing. I think there's 2 of each. Yeah, 2 of each house, 2 of each dwelling. All right. And then the last set of cards here are the, what are they calling them? The elders. So elders, basically you can, 1 worker is equal to 2 gold. You gain reputation each time you buy a workshop or building. So basically it gives you kind of like player powers for each one of these that you can add to your realm. Now, you can only have 1, so there were duplicates like in those. You can't have 2 of the same type. So it basically makes it balanced that way, because you can see here now we're getting into the duplicates of these 2. So you're going to have 2 of each as well of those. So 2 of everybody, 2 for you, 2 for you, 2 for you. Everybody gets 2. All right, let me move this off here. Let me slide this up, because I don't know if this box is going to fit under the camera by default, but we will see. All right, so this is the big box. My only critique on the big box was I get that everybody does it sideways, right? So they put this on the side. I just don't think that looks as good, right? I don't think that looks as good as the front covers of these boxes. I don't know why, and it makes no sense because it's the symbol, right? Or not the symbol, it's the logo, it's the title. Wow, so hard to say the word title. It's the title with lots of art, and it's got the, you know, it's got their logo, it's got this, like that I would expect. And on this box, that's not on any of the sides. I mean, you get different art. You can choose which side you want to possibly display, although technically, since that's the top, it would either be these 3 guys or the bird. The back just says it's a box. It does have the logo here, barcode, because you need to be able to buy it. But the front is completely good. Like they didn't even put the logo on the front. I don't understand that at all. Like I would think they would put the Rise to Nobility here and then the big box or something like that. Because some people like to face these as on the front of their calyx shelves. Maybe that was a choice too, is maybe somebody this way it just looks like art without the logo. I don't know. But let's see. We'll see how much room you get in this thing. This is their big box, and it's not wanting to open because there's no weight in the air. Like air sucks in, so it's kind of like causing a suction effect. The big box, there was nothing extra in it, and there's no sheet telling you where what goes where. So that's the boats. I get that. These are cards. Don't know what, maybe the player boards there, the long ones, those fit in there. If you do them this way, actually they barely fit that one. I don't know what goes in here. And then same thing down here, you got all your bins. Now this is bad, right? So I bragged about in the main box that this piece came out with your resources. It popped out. And this one it doesn't. In this one it's completely attached to this. And I don't know what goes in these to know that, oh, I want to pull this entire thing out every time I want to play. I don't know. So that is the big box. This is Rise to Nobility. Like I said, it is the second in our unboxing. We will be unboxing Merchant's Cove as well. And then we will be playing these live during the campaign next week when we do our 5 Realms week. So we'll be playing Cavern Tavern, of course, Rise to Nobility, that we just opened, and Merchant's Cove, which will be the next unboxing. If you want to watch any of those, make sure you like, subscribe, hit that bell notification to know when we go live with our live gameplays. But until next time, guys, peace.